We did it. Hi. How are you? How is everyone? It's time for another week of my lives. Yes, I'm Amy Ralph of amyralph.com, and I get to come to you live every single week. I was live with all of you last night too, talking about managing polycystic ovarian syndrome with one of my favorite reproductive endocrinologists, Dr. Zahir Murhi of Rejuvenating Fertility Center. And today is my weekly live where it is the last Thursday of the month. I cannot believe it's the last Thursday of July, which is insane to me. And that means it's book club time. And so for those of you that don't know, I have 4 books. You see them back here behind me. I have Body Belief, which is all about how to heal autoimmune conditions, radically heal yourself, learn to love your body more, chill out and get healthy. That was my very first book. Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. That is the book we are doing today for book club. And then my most recent book is The Egg Quality Diet, which if you guys haven't checked it out, please check it out. Go to my website, amyralph.com/books. Check out the Egg Quality Diet. It's still a bestseller in women's health and fertility on Amazon and has been now for several weeks. We are selling loads and loads of copies of this book, and women are loving it and diving in. There's an incredible resources page that goes with the Egg Quality Diet book, so please check that out. But I'm going to grab my copy of Yes, You Can Get Pregnant and try to not let anything else fall off the shelf. And we are going to get into book club. So this book I wrote in 2013. It came out in 2014. It is also a bestseller in fertility, helping thousands and thousands of women all over the world for the last several years. And I love this book. I still highly recommend it. The Egg Quality Diet is really just a diet, and it is a conglomeration of what I speak about in Yes, You Can Get Pregnant and what I've learned through writing Body Belief and what I've seen clinically be effective over the years in helping women optimize their egg quality, improve their ability to get and stay pregnant. So Yes, You Can Get Pregnant covers all the pieces of the fertility journey: mindset, nutrition, supplements, lifestyle, all the things. Egg Quality Diet is just a 100-day diet. It does have an incredible resources page that goes with it where I dive into the other important subjects like sperm health and mental health and supplements and movement and sleep and lifestyle. Today we're going to dive into a really, I think they're all very important chapters in Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. We're on chapter 6. So for those of you that have your copy, if you want to grab it right now, that would be great to read along. If not, you can just watch and take notes and look at your copy later, or go get your copy if you don't have a copy. amyralph.com/books. All my books are there. So chapter 6, steering clear of environmental toxins. I think this is a really important thing. It just came up in my office hours. So every week I do a live Q&A session with the women that have joined my Yes, You Can Get Pregnant e-course. It's a very private community, and every week I answer questions to that community. And one of the questions this week was about hair color and which one they can use and different shampoos. And so let's get into it. I want to talk about why environmental toxins are so crucial to they impact your fertility majorly, and so crucial to regulating your hormones and your ability to get and stay pregnant is these environmental toxins. So I'm going to read the first paragraph. The truth is, your personal care and household products contain endocrine disrupting chemicals, and they are messing with your fertility. According to the World Health Organization, endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, are mostly man-made chemicals found in various materials such as pesticides, metals, additives, or contaminants in food and personal care products. EDCs have been suspected to be associated with altered reproduction function in males and females, increased incidence of breast cancer, abnormal growth patterns and neurodevelopment delays in children, and changes in immune function. So what does this mean to you? Not only are non-organic pesticide-ridden foods compromising your fertility rejuvenating process, but likely the household and personal care beauty products and body products that you are using are negatively affecting your fertility. So what you need to realize is the skin is the largest organ, and what you put on your skin gets into your bloodstream. They say the average woman is exposed to 500 chemicals before she leaves her house in the morning. So one thing that I always drive home is it's the frequency and consistency. So if you are using products like once every couple months, say to color your hair, I'm not sure that matters so much. It's the everyday products. It's everyday bath and beauty products. It's everyday household cleaning products, everyday soap, everyday toothpaste, everyday deodorant. That stuff matters. In 2010, the journal Frontiers in Neuroendocrinology published a paper on endocrine disrupting chemicals and their effect on female reproduction. Here's an astonishing quote from the paper. The overall fertility rate of women aged 15 to 44 years in the United States dropped 44%. The overall fertility rate in women aged 15 to 44 dropped 44% between the years 1960 and 2002. Lifestyle choices may have been a major contributor of this decline, as this study included all women in this age group. According to data, the impaired fertility rate was increased from 11% to 15% between the years 1982 and 2002. Furthermore, the incidence of female reproductive disorders, such as early puberty, irregular menstrual cycles, endometriosis, premature ovarian failure, and polycystic ovarian disorder or syndrome is increasing in parallel with the increasing numbers of endocrine disrupting chemicals. I keep on saying environmental. Endocrine disrupting chemicals in the environment. Basically, what this means is endocrine disruptors in our environment are causing an increase in female reproductive disorders and decreased fertility. Then I go on to give you even more science. You guys know I'm a science nerd. I was a research scientist before I became an acupuncturist and an author, so I love the research. I always dig deep into it. It's extremely concerning. So in this chapter, I go over the top 15 ingredients you need to be avoiding in your bath and beauty products. If you want an easy to use, Amy approved bath and beauty products cheat sheet, head over to my website and under my recommended products, in the bottom right corner of the recommended products page, you will find Amy approved bath and beauty products. That's where I recommend you go. As well, you can go, Environmental Working Group has a website. It's called Healthy Living. You can type in any product, and most products are registered there. It will come up with a score. In my opinion, anything that scores higher than a 2 is too toxic for you. 2 and higher, too toxic. So you want everything at a 2 and below. So higher than a 2, too toxic. 2 and below, go for it. There's also another app you can download onto your phone. You can also download the Healthy Living app onto your phone called Think Dirty. Another app for seeing which products you can and cannot use, which ones are loaded with pesticides or environmental toxins or endocrine disrupting chemicals that are impacting your fertility. So I'm going to read through the top 15. BPA, which we all kind of know about. The plastics are very toxic to us. Fragrance, also known as artificial fragrance, synthetic fragrance, perfume, or perfume. Horrible for your fertility. Sulfates, sodium lauryl, sodium laureth sulfate, sodium lauryl ester sulfate. BHA or BHT, parabens. No bueno. Do you know that there are parabens in many of the lubricants that are out there? So you're lubricating yourself, having sex, trying to get pregnant, and did you know that they contain parabens, which are negatively impacting your fertility and your hormones? These guys are the worst. I just want to read about it. These endocrine disrupting chemicals are used to preserve products for longer shelf lives. They are also very disruptive to our hormones. Many believe parabens play a significant role in male and female infertility. They have harmful implications in developing children, have been tied to higher incidences of breast cancers. So guys, Read your products. You got to avoid the parabens. Polyethylene glycol, so PEG, PEG20. This stuff is everywhere. Phthalates, formaldehyde, toluene, talc, oxybenzone, DEA, TEA, MEA, aluminum, triclosan, and mineral oil or petroleum. That's a known carcinogen. And yeah, so those are the top 15 that I highly recommend you avoid. And you would be amazed at how much someone's hormonal profile changes just by cleaning up their bath and beauty products. So again, I've done the homework for you. We have lists for you of Amy approved products, from the deodorant I use to the toothpaste to the sunscreen to the makeup. There are so many good lines out there. In my books, I have recipes on how to make your own cleaning products, Body Belief for certain, but I also have in the back of Yes You Can Get Pregnant, I have resources on Amy approved bath and beauty products, household cleaning supplies. I also have do-it-yourself cleaning recipes, which I use, and every cleaning lady I've ever had always tells me it's the best thing they've ever used to clean their houses with. What is in your stuff? And it's like vinegar, water, and baking soda, and some essential oils. So I make my own cleaning products. They make my house very clean and sparkly and non-toxic. You also want to think about what you put on your skin, gets into your bloodstream. What you spray in your household, it can land on the floor. When you have a baby, that baby's going to be crawling around on the floor. You do not want this baby exposed to these toxins. The research is compelling and frightening what it does to developing children. And so what it does to developing children in utero, what it does to your hormones before you make the baby, and then what it can do to the baby when it's in your house breathing in all this stuff. Some of the worst offenders are like those dry cleaning bags that the clothes come home in. I mean, not many of us have been doing a lot of dry cleaning these days with COVID and working from home, but I asked my launder if we use dry cleaning, we go to an organic, green-friendly service, and I ask for no bags on my clothing. They do it. It's easy peasy. And if my husband accidentally comes home with the bags, we take them off before they come into the house. Throw them right out in the trash. Voila. Other things I do is just, I recommend you should overhaul your entire bath, beauty, and household routine. I do respect your money, so why don't you do it in a way that feels comfortable for you? As you run out of one product, get another. I tend to use Beauty Counter for most of my makeup. I use Amy Route Beauty for all of my skincare. I use Each and Every for my deodorant. I use Desert Essence for my toothpaste. Again, I make my own cleaning products. We use Molly Suds for our laundry detergent. We use Dr. Bronner's for our soap in the house. Across the board, shower soap, hand soap, all Dr. Bronner's. There's some good clean shampoos out there. My hair dye, I use Madison Reed. I get my hair colored probably every 8 or so weeks, maybe longer. I really try to avoid as best I can all of the toxins in the environment because we now know that over the last, since the 1980s, we've introduced over 100,000 chemicals into our environment. And it is very clear the correlation between fertility issues and immune system issues and these chemicals. So you might think, oh, it's fine, I just use it, this is the only thing I cheat with, this hand cream, I can't get rid of it. If you use it every day, it is not good for your hormones. If you are trying to get pregnant, I really want you to think about this because you're setting the stage not just for your health, but your child's health and your grandchild's health. And then also, what are you doing to the earth and to the environment? So it is your responsibility to clean up your act because we want less of these chemicals in our environment, knowing that they get into our bloodstream the second they touch the skin. It's seconds, actually, that they enter our bloodstream, and they are endocrine disrupting, which means they disrupt our hormones. And if you are trying like mad to balance your hormones and you're taking supplements and you're doing acupuncture and you're taking your Chinese herbs, here's another thing about Chinese herbs. I only use Chinese herbs from trusted sources that I know test for pesticides. And there's not a lot of companies out there, by the way. So you ask your acupuncturist and herbalist, what is the source of these herbs? Are they tested for pesticides? I'll tell you right now, I stopped using certain companies because they don't test. So I'm not going to get into names, but you make sure every single thing you put on your body that you ingest You want to think about what is the chemical exposure and what is this going to do to my body and to my hormones? Because if you're taking, herbs and supplements and you've changed your diet to try to support your hormones, you really do have to think about the air you're breathing. We also use air purifiers in our home. I mean, we live in the middle of the woods. The air is pretty clean, but when I lived in New York City, constantly used air purifiers for the same reason, to get the toxins out of the environment, that the air I was breathing in impacts my health, my hormones. Which dish soap do you recommend? I use Dr. Bronner's for everything. It's the kitchen soap, it's the bathroom soap, it's actually the shower soap as well. So keep in mind, there are definitely a lot of products out there that we can use and feel good about. But just because something says all natural or organic doesn't always mean it's free of toxic chemicals. Read labels of my body, beauty, and household products that come in contact with your to-do list for the week and start eliminating them from your life. So just because something says organic or all natural doesn't mean shit. A lot of them still add in fragrance or perfume. A lot of them still use sulfates. A lot of them still use paraffins. They still use BPAs. You want things in ideally glass containers. You want things that are free of fragrance or only use essential oils for fragrance. Would an air purifier help in a classroom? Yes, 100%. I would invest in one. The molecule ones, that's what we use in the house. I've been researching them. I like the molecule ones, but I've heard other reviews. But yes, find a good HEPA filter will clean the air. Also, one of the best things to clean the air too are plants. So if you're in a classroom, can you get a couple plants? That helps clean the air. Ficus plants are usually the best for that. They're like nature's air purifier, but then also get a good air purifying system. It changed. My husband had terrible seasonal allergies all the time in New York City. Every season he had these terrible allergies. Air purifier, allergies went away. I mean, probably changed his diet too. And then also, like, here's the other thing with the chemicals. Like, I was just saying this in my Q&A with my e-course girls, my weekly Q&A. I had a photo shoot last week and I had hair and makeup done. And it's not often that I have hair and makeup done. I did not care about what products they used because I do it so infrequently. I do trust that my body can handle that exposure, right? So the infrequent exposure is not to worry too much. Like if I have a speaking engagement or a speaking presentation, I can be a pit sweater when I'm nervous. So I might wear toxic deodorant for that event because it makes me feel more confident, right? But I don't do it every day. Some days I don't even wear deodorant because I just, and I'm not like crazy. If I smell, of course, I'm conscious of it. I'm not like that, but I really try to minimize my exposure to these chemicals. And it's completely changed my skin. It's completely changed my body, my hormonal profile. And I see it constantly in my clients that we remove the noxious substances from the diet, and then we remove them from the lifestyle. And you would be amazed at how fast hormones change and shift. So it really is something to add to your to-do list. I want you to get your copy of Yes You Can Get Pregnant. And on page, chapter 6, I was just there. On page, really? Sorry. Wherever chapter 6 is, I want you to read through the top 15 chemicals and I want you to remove them. Page 102 to 103. Make it your business and then go and download. It's a PDF that we made for you, the Amy approved bath products. Instagram, you can DM us for it or just go to my website under recommended products. Facebook, we've already posted it. It's a PDF and download it and just start slowly switching out your bath and beauty products. I just had the discussion with my acupuncturist about which herbal companies really do the testing. Do you have any recommendations for air purifiers? I live in a camper and feel it's important. So I did just answer that. I use the molecule ones at home. They're not cheap, but any good HEPA filter will work. And then remember ficus plants. Ficus plants are like nature's air purifier. So get some plants in your camper. And let's see, Instagram, do you guys have any questions? Just gonna stroll through. Would an air purifier help in the classroom? Dish soap, I answered that. You guys can ask questions as it pertains to this topic. Okay, so no other questions. So what I would encourage you, if you haven't already, is to get yourself a copy of this, and also the Egg Quality Diet. I think the two of them are great. And if you do have copies of my books and you haven't yet left a review for them on Amazon, I ask you to do so, because the reviews really help me reach more readers and help me help thousands of women all over the world optimize their health and their fertility. If you've been following me for a while, you know my mission is to empower women and give them access to the best and most researched and solid information they can have when it comes to their health, their hormones, and their fertility. I've been a practitioner for almost 20 years. I was a research scientist before I became a practitioner. I'm an author, so that means I research the shit out of every single topic I write about. So if you feel like you want to do me a solid, because I feel like I do solids for you guys on a regular basis with coming live and all of that, I'd appreciate reviews of my books on Amazon. Even if you didn't buy it there, that's the best place for readers. They seem to go there the most. Reviews really help, so I appreciate that. And stay tuned, because for next month, our book club is going to be all about Chapter 7, and yes, you can get pregnant, preparing yourself mentally and emotionally, which is a huge topic and so important. So you guys get on cleaning up your bath and beauty products. We've already worked on cleaning up the diet, and you will see your hormones shift just from those two changes. You deserve it. Your body deserves it. The environment deserves it. Your children and your grandchildren deserve it. Clean up your bath and beauty products. All right, and get the PDF that I created of the Amy approved bath and beauty products to make your life simpler. Also use the EWG's Healthy Living app or the Think Dirty app to check all your products. Like some of them, you can even just scan the barcode and then the scores come up. It's pretty amazing, and it'll tell you where it's toxic and why. And like I said, my rule of thumb is a 1 or a 2, perfectly fine. Higher than a 2, I would consider getting a different product. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ciao for now. Thank you. Goodbye, Instagram.